So a few people asked me, they said they never invested before, and they asked me, where should they start? Now, I was going to save this video for a little later, but I'm going to make it now because I don't want anybody hopping in the market without any guidance. Now, the number one thing you want to have when you invest in the stock market is discipline and patience. You must have discipline and patience. If you're not disciplined and you don't have patience, this is not for you. Now, I would recommend starting with the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is the top 500 companies in America. That's a safe way to get into the market. Its ticker symbol is VOO. Now, it's like when you learn to ride a bike, riding with knee pads, shoulder pads, elbow pads, and a helmet. If it falls, it won't hurt as much. But it's a good way to learn the game. It's a good way to learn how the market moves. All the wealthy know the S&P 500 throughout its existence averaged 10% returns. The rich know that, the poor don't. It's something you need to know. Also, knowing that, you want to Google the rule of 72. Now, the rule of 72 says if something averages 10%, in 7.2 years, that investment will double. So if you put $10,000 in 7.2 years, that $10,000 will be $20,000. In another 7.2 years, that $20,000 will be $40,000. In another 7.2 years, that $40,000, as long as you're averaging at 10%, will become $80,000. And that's without putting another dollar in. Just that one investment, that's what it will grow to. That's how wealth is built. That's what the rich know and the poor don't. I don't even like using the word poor, but we're going to use it for the purposes of this video. All right. Another thing you want to Google, DCA, dollar cost average. It's how I invest in the market. Now, what dollar cost average means is you're going to put a certain amount of money in set time intervals no matter what is happening. So say every first of the month or every paycheck, you put in $10. 2 weeks later, you put in $10, whether the market's going up or market's going down. Because we know overall, big picture, we average in 10% return. So every check. And that's what I'm showing you in my videos. You seeing me dollar cost averaging in every single check. My amount changes, but every single check, whether the market is up, the market is down, we're dollar cost averaging in. And I just recommend you starting with $10, $20. It doesn't matter the amount. What matters is creating good habits. Just put $10 in every check so you could just learn how the market moves. You gotta just take your time and learn the game. I'm going to have a Robinhood link below. If you don't have Robinhood, I recommend Robinhood because it's just simple and easy for beginners. It's very user friendly. Now, about the S&P 500, I used to talk to a lot of older people. That's how I learned the game. And they always would talk about how bad 2008 was. Some people even said they stopped investing because of 2008. So me being me, I had to go do the research. Everybody said they lost it all. So I just dug deep into it. So I went, pulled up the charts, did some research. In 2008, the S&P 500 dropped 37%. So if you had $100,000 in on January 1st, 2008, on December 31st, 2008, you lost $37,000. And that's a lot of money lost. You lost just about over a third of your portfolio. Now, I can see how that would scare most people. But anyone who studied the game, if you read Warren Buffett's book, you would have not hit the sell button because you only lock in the loss if you hit the sell button. If you didn't sell, and some people took advantage and doubled down, but we ain't gonna talk about that. So if you didn't hit the sell button after 2008, you eventually got all your money back and then some. So 37% drop 2008. The next 9 years were green after that. And then it was 1 year red, then it was 3 more years of green. So those who did hold, they showed discipline and patience. It's what you have to have when times are tough. It's like a rainy day. You know it's raining outside. It's terrible. It makes you feel down. But after the rain comes the sunshine. Even if you think it's going to be one rainy day, it might be 3 rainy days in a row. Eventually, the sun will shine again. Now, personally, my retirement account, my entire retirement account is tracked to the S&P 500. When it goes up, my retirement account goes up. When it goes down, my retirement account goes down. But I'm being disciplined and patient, and I'm riding the course. Now, my retirement account is called Thrift Savings Plan, TSP. The C Fund tracks the S&P 500. Now, I'm going to dive in deeper to that, and I'm going to show you that account. But we're going to do that later because I'm going to have an entire video on retirement. Make sure you tune into that video. It's going to be some good information shared. Some great information shared in that video. And I'm never touching it. I'm C Fund for life, even after I retire. Personally, not advice. That's just what I'm doing. All right. Now, I know, because the S&P 500 doesn't move a lot. It's like a good year in the S&P 500 is like about 20%. And I know people want to make money fast, but just be disciplined and patient. Just learn the game first. The only other stocks I'd even consider, I'm not even going to recommend, but I'm just going to put a chart up because I know people want to invest in single stocks. I'm going to put 2 pictures up to show you the only other stocks I would recommend besides the S&P 500. You're going to see the pictures on the screen. If they're not on the screen, just know I don't recommend them. And even if you see some stocks when I show my account that aren't in that picture, just know I've been doing this for a little longer than most. I'm at a different level. Do as I say, not as I do. The only reason I show my accounts is to show you what it looks like. Dollar cost average, what it looks like once them gains start to roll in. And you could just get the feel of, okay, maybe you don't want to invest yet. Maybe you just want to sit back and watch. Watch me these 5 years and learn. And if you're young, you definitely want to watch. Take your time, watch, start small. I need you to see what it looks like. Because that's something I wish I had. I wish I had somebody to show me what this game looked like when I was 18 years old. Because, man, woo, had I know then what I know now. So this is going to be my account update. It's going to be on the screen. Yes, this video is supposed to be made on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I deposited $500. We got paid, deposited $500 in, part of my dollar cost average. That check was a little good. Every check's not going to be that amount. I had some overtime for 2 weeks. Had a little holiday pay in there, so we were able to put in a little more. I bought $200 worth of Apple, $100 worth of VOO, $100 worth of Amazon, and $100 worth of SCHD. If you don't know what those companies are or symbols are, just Google them. Anything you don't know, just look it up. Year to date, I'm down $384 in my account. I want to be transparent. I want to show you. I want to show you the good. I want to show you the bad. If the market go up, I want you to see it. The market go down, I want you to see it. I don't want to hide nothing. We're going to ride this 5-year journey together. And if you're between the ages of 18 to 25, you got the one thing every investor wish they had: time. And learn the game now, because you have time on your side. You have time. That's the one thing money can't buy. You will hear that from a lot of top investors. Start young. You have time on your side. Thank you for tuning in. Like my boy T. Hickman says, see you at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Bonus content to give you a visual of what it looks like when you're disciplined and patient and you invest in the S&P 500. Okay, so if you put $10,000 in the S&P 500 on January 1st in 2016, the S&P 500 gained 9%, you would have made $954. So at the beginning of next year, 2017, you would have had $10,954. That year, S&P 500 gained 19.42%, leaves you with 2127. You add that to what you already had, boom, now 2018, You were at $13,081. That year took a dip. You lost 6.24%. You lost $811 that year. So now subtract that from what you had. You're at $12,270 on January 1st, 2019. Great year, 28%, 28.88%, $3,533 gain that year. So you add that to the money you had, and you get $15,803. This is 2020 now. 2020, S&P 500 gained 16.26%. You gained $2,560 that year. You add that to what you already had, boom. Now we had $18,363. It's 2021, January 1st, 2021. Now that year gained 26%, $4,921. Great year. You add it to what you already had. Now we at $23,284. Now, that year took a big dip. Lost 19% that year. You lost $4,517. I know, hurt piece. But guess what? Because we disciplined and patient, we're not selling, we waiting. Guess what happened next year, 2023? It took you down from 23K, down 18K. I know it hurt, but you was patient, you was disciplined. It gained 24% right back. Boom. 4,500 gained back. So now you at 23K. And guess what? Right after that, 2024, S&P 500 gained 23%. You gained $5,430. Grand total, $28,738. Remember, you didn't add another dollar this whole time. You put $10,000 in 2016, it grew to $28,783. This is what money compounding looks like. Now do me a favor. The next time you go see your boss, you say, boss, I've been working hard since 2016. I'm putting in work. I ain't been calling out. Can you give me an extra $18,738 for all my hard work? You tell me what they say. What do you think your boss is going to say? But I'll tell you what, you put in the S&P 500, give yourself a raise.